I got my hands on a real Apple Vision Pro last week. Do you want to know my thoughts about it? It's not what I expected. Let me explain. This past weekend, I was fortunate enough to go to London to visit a good friend of mine and his family. Little did I know that I was going to experience the same excitement I had as a child on Christmas morning. While I was aware that he had recently returned from the United States and he's a lover of new technology, I didn't anticipate the thrill that awaited me when he mentioned, "I have a surprise for you." Later that night, in a moment of excitement, he said, "Do you know what I got from the USA?" Oh my god, no dude, it cannot be possible. It cannot be possible. Our thoughts seemed to synchronize instantaneously. The fucking Apple Vision Pro. Motherfucker. So as I said before, what impacted me wasn't what I was expecting. My experience was brief, so I won't delve into a technical review. In this video, I'm not going to talk about how well it looked. Why? Because I'm a myope, and I didn't have my contact lenses. In fact, I don't even have contact lenses. All the stuff I saw was blurry as fuck. So why would you listen to what I have to say? I want to focus on how I felt and the thoughts that it provoked to show you that we are in a moment of change. Big changes. By the way, you will need contact lenses if you want to try it in the Apple Store. If you didn't get the memo, I went directly to make them when I got home. Prior to my first encounter with the Apple Vision Pro, I approached it from the perspective of a geek. Someone who appreciates cinema, video games, arts, and new technologies. I thrive on a perfect lighted room, the best sound quality possible, good screen color balance, and comfort to enjoy a movie to its fullest. Something that, by the way, the Apple Vision Pro offers to another level. However, these experiences didn't turn out to be the deciding factor for me. I know that there's a lot of people out there that thinks that this device is going to be a failure for Apple, but I think that they're wrong. Let me explain why. So what did I try? Essentially, I experienced what Apple is going to showcase in their store. Immersive demos, manipulating screens, watching a movie, and of course, encountering a dinosaur. I didn't delve deeper into other features. I really didn't think that the size was that big or that they would be that heavy. And besides the rock that you had to put into your pocket, it was comfortable enough. The spatial understanding is remarkable, but it wasn't the aspect that gave me chills. The eyesight technology and the ability to put screens in space wherever you want left me excited and in awe of their functionality. However, like all good old humans, I adapted quickly to the novelty. After 5 minutes of using it, it really felt like I had been using it for ages. But still, it was not what made me feel chills. So the first thing I tried was watching a movie. I'm not going to tell you it looked super sharp. You know why. My struggle with blurry vision raised an intriguing point I've pondered for a long time. I haven't heard much discussion about the potential effects of having your eye glued to a screen. As a myope, I have the right and I expect clarity with objects close to my eyes. Yet, the blurriness persisted. So my initial interaction shed some light on this phenomenon. The new lens technology simulates real-world distances, creating a deep fake effect. This is why I continued seeing blurry even though the object was close to my eyes. And this is one of the reasons why it's not that harmful to our eyes as we would expect, at least for now. And I have to say, the option to have a screen wherever you are, it's quite fantastic. However, the claim in the commercial that you can resize the screen to any size you want, I think it was really exaggerated. There seem to be some limits to its scalability. Another thing that I can add is that you can see the black borders around the image. This could make you feel less immersed, but I have to say it didn't bother me at all. I'm not going to talk about the creepy, ultra creepy eyes in the exterior glass screen. Let's say it doesn't look as sharp as it does in the commercial. Well played, Apple. My first unexpected feeling or shocking realization was that the people who would want this device were not who I was expecting. In their promotional videos, Apple is promoting a social, shareable experience and is attempting to showcase the device's adaptability to various work and daily activities, wisely targeting their audience. I don't think that this is what is going to happen in the initial stage. I think it's going to be utilized individually and for the mainstream user. Let me explain. I was profoundly struck by how future live events, like sports or concerts, will be experienced. The feeling of experiencing the rehearsal of Alicia Keys, a football game from the best view, or a documentary about sharks under the water, blew my mind. Do you know somebody that would like to have the option to experience being on the top of the Everest, explore the pyramids, or walk around the Titanic before it went down to the bottom of the ocean? These experiences will undoubtedly appeal to everyone, and Apple knows how to tantalize our desires. Nowadays, you can buy a huge TV or a projector and watch movies or play video games. You can imagine it in your mind and it doesn't feel like the future. All of us have experienced watching a movie in like a super big screen. Being in the best location, experiencing a live event in real time from your house, feels like the future. But even with a lot of money, we probably won't experience an intimate situation with our favorite musicians or favorite actors or whoever. Like, for example, the video of Alicia Keys playing a song in a rehearsal place. This made me think about how we're going to interact with humans in the future. The internet has opened the doors to connecting us with people that probably we will never have the opportunity to physically see. In time, when these experiences will feel indistinguishable from reality, this will become the norm. We will have the opportunity to interact with our almost real favorite people. The moments in life that I thought that people wouldn't want to change or experience in another way, like going to a sport or music event or talking to a real human, are the cases that I think that are going to be most consumed with these kind of classes, at least in the first years. I still think that people will want to go to real events, sharing an almost religious experience in a real location and with real people. Even though in the future it could seem a little bit strange to interact with other brothers and sisters of our own species. But who gives a fuck? The opportunity to experience this shit at home is going to be amazing. So is it going to be mainstream and change our future lives, like the iPhone did? Yep, I'm sure about it. The feeling of being there. That was what sold me the Apple Vision Pro and the new adventures that we will experience in the future. That was something that I never felt before. And this is what is going to make virtual reality go mainstream. I mean, and it's only the beginning. And for being their first model, it looks incredibly good. I think that for Apple, this was their goal, and it was mission accomplished. I cannot come up with enough ideas of how this technology will blow our minds in the future. Augmented and virtual reality have been around for a while, but in my opinion, they don't feel mainstream or futuristic enough. This is what Apple just did, making it feel like the future, like a familiar feature. But the word that I'm repeating the most in this video is experience. This is what I think that the Apple Vision Pro offers. Will these experiences be the new thing that we won't accept to live without in the future, making us even more isolated instead of a promised social device that Apple is trying to sell us? I believe that Apple is going to figure out how to make this device indispensable for the user, like they tried to portray in the commercial and what happened with the iPhone. The future. Even though the virtual experiences is what will make people buy the Apple Vision Pro at first, augmented reality continues to be the center of focus for Apple. People interactions and social and shareable experiences continue to be the fundamental pillars of the company. There is no doubt that this device points to the future. But nobody knows if what Apple is trying to push for is going to be the end use of it. Technology usage morphs depending on how people use it. Sometimes inventors have a completely different idea of what their inventions have to be used for. And what it ends up being used for is a completely different thing. Noble didn't create dynamite to blow up people. He did it for construction purposes and infrastructure projects. Another shit. Apple is aligning itself with the evolving lifestyle trends post-COVID, such as remote work or digital nomadism. With lighter, more advanced models in the horizon, widespread adoption feels inevitable. I can see people jumping in and using it everywhere, carrying around their digital houses and offices with them. I believe that what a big corporation like Apple has in mind will translate to the new future we're going to live in. I can see how working with laptops and physical devices will feel primitive sooner than we expect. In time, mobile phones will disappear, and we will enter an AR and VR digital world, thanks to lighter goggles, glasses, contact lenses, or chips. Remember, society is signaling a more efficient and comfortable way of living. And Apple is showing us how the future is going to look like. They are showing us a picture of our new, efficient, and minimal future lives. A bit creepy when you think about it. Sounds a little bit similar to Apple values. It is scary how a tech company or big corporation like Apple can shape the future. I didn't see it coming with the iPhone. Now I can see it clearly in retrospective, and this feels kind of like a next step. In the past, wars, nations, governments, or social movements would shape the future. Now it's time for tech companies. As technology becomes more accessible and versatile, mainstream adoption of these classes becomes inevitable. Experiencing virtual moments is going to become irresistible for many. I mean, if the Apple Watch and headphones work, this is going to fucking work. In conclusion, while the Apple Vision Pro may feel niche initially, its potential to redefine how we experience reality is undeniable. Bit scary and super exciting. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. And before leaving you, I would like to present something that I'm very excited about. This is an amazing design of the new t-shirt store that I have. If you're interested in it, you just have to click in the store link in the description below. You will find there other models about the future, AI, pop culture, in a sarcastic and funny way. Check it out, don't be shy, and stay kind.